You can look forward to royal citizenship, which is visible in the parable of the lost son. So the parable of the lost son is in Luke 15, verse 11 through 15. So it says, "And he said, a certain man had 2 sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into the fields to feed swine." All right. So the word had, because it says a certain man had 2 sons. Had means owns. Younger, which was referring to the younger son. Younger means youthful or new or restricted. Said here in this verse, in these scriptures, means command. The father represents the founder of a family, a tribe, or a nation. Remember, we're talking about a kingdom, and we're talking about God as a king, right? He's over it, but he's also, in relation to us, our father, right? So he says to the father, who happens to be the founder of a family, a tribe, or a nation, he asks him to give him, right? Give him, where is it? Basically, give me my things. Give me what rightfully belongs to me. Give here means pay or reward. Portion means destiny. Falleth means belongs to me. Divide means distribute. Living means resources and wealth. So the revelation of those few scripture verses, verse 11 and 12, it reads, a certain man owned 2 sons, or 2 men. And the new of them commanded the founder of the nation, Father, reward me with the destiny that belongs to me. And the founder distributed to them his resources and wealth. Okay, let's continue on. Now verse 13 to 15 reads, and not many days after, the young son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there was wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he had sent him into the fields to feed swine. So wasted in this passage of scripture means scattered abroad. Substance is his property or his possessions. Riotous means wasteful, outrage, or having outrageous conduct. Living is blessed or active. So it's important to understand that in this passage of scripture, that since the son went to another country, right, because he's not in his own country, he traveled abroad. Since the son went to another country, the writer is describing his living based on the standards of his home country. So in terms of you and I, God tells us to live by the standard of the kingdom country, the country of the kingdom. Even when we're in earth, another country, we're still supposed to act as kingdom citizens, upholding the standard of the kingdom. We can see that when God judges us, when God, chastises us, or when he corrects us, he is correcting us based on the rightful standing that we have as kingdom citizens. You're not supposed to be in this world on earth acting crazy. You are an upstanding citizen, and you should act as such, right? And so it translates that to this scripture. So the revelation of verse 13 says, and not many days after, the youthful son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there scattered or wasted his property with outrageous conduct, because it is outrageous, because he's a kingdom citizen. So why is his conduct outrageous? Again, because he is a natural citizen of another land. Verse 14's revelation. And when he had squandered all he had, a violent famine came to pass in that country, which is the country he was in. And he began to be inferior in power, influence, and rank. That's a warning. Because we are, as kingdom citizens, we can see this as in this parable, this son was superior. He was superior. But when he went into the other country, didn't uphold the laws of his country, didn't uphold his dignity, when he went into the other country and started living however he wanted to live, he became inferior in power, influence, and rank. Which leads me to believe that kingdom citizens should never be inferior in power, never be inferior in influence, and never be inferior in rank. We're supposed to be the cream of the crop, period.